Have you ever found yourself just really uncomfortable, really frustrated with your employer because you know what you need, but they don't seem to understand what in the world you are asking for? Listen, you are not by yourself. It happens to many people, but there are some tips that I want to share with you today about what you can do to ensure that the expectations that you have it's lining up with what your employer might also be expecting. So my name is Hannah Thurgant. I'm the founder of Career Image Solutions, where we specialize in all things hiring for working professionals as well as companies. So I have almost 20 years of experience in HR on all different types of matters that will bore you literally because the list can just continue to go on and on and on. One of the things I find myself very passionate about, especially when we are conducting career coaching, is that I find that working professionals don't necessarily, and again, not all, but some working professionals do not take the opportunity to take their career in their own hands. What do I mean by this? Essentially, I find that there are some working professionals that treat their employers like God. They literally treat their employers like God. They're like, oh, I can't do this because my job won't let me. I can't do this. I can't. I mean, just so much weight and responsibility. I'm sad because of my job. It's just, man, like the weight that people put on their employers is absolutely just very interesting. And I've been having conversations to reposition the mindset that it's not your employer's job to make you happy. It's your job to make yourself happy. It's not your employer's job to manage your career. It's your job to manage your career. Now, if you get an employer that happens to do that, trust me, that is a bonus. But at the core of it, I want to shift gears and re-empowering the working professional to let you know that you can put those same things in your hands. You truly can. So here's the bottom line. If you have some expectations of your employer, you find yourself frustrated, the first question I have for you is, are you clear about what you want? Do you know what you want? I'm just so frustrated. I work all types of hours and it's just so much happening and I just want to go work for somewhere else. Well, where do you want to work? What do you want to do? If the hours are too long, what hours do you want to work? What time do you want to come in? What time do you want to leave? Don't just use general statements. Well, I just want a normal job where I can come in and go home at the end. What does that look like? Be specific. I can't stand my supervisor. Well, what supervisors do you like? What's your ideal communication style? You see where I'm going with this, right? Becoming clear. This is some of the things that I walk through with our clients when we're doing career coaching and strategy sessions, because before you can begin to attack and or go after something different, you must become clear about what you want, especially within your career. Listen, the average person spends almost 2,000 hours of their time a year at their job. But it's amazing how little time we spend actually preparing for our career legacy. We just take any job that comes our way, and then 10, 15 years down the road, we get so frustrated because we are doing something that we said yes to. Many of you that are watching are not in countries where people are forcing you to do certain things. If you are watching this from the United States, for example, there are many options for you to say yes or no to, right? There are many options. We are coming out of what has been known to be the Great Resignation, where there's been just many jobs and the story has been little people. I've done another video on that. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you do. The reality is that when that employer made an offer to you, you had a decision to say yes or you had a decision to say no. You made that decision. When they offered you that promotion, You have the opportunity to say yes or say no. That's the reality of it. You did. You had that option to do so. So in that same vein, I want to again re-empower you because you have the option, but you must be clear about what you want, or else you will just keep chasing your tail. You're going to continue getting confused. You're going to continue getting frustrated and getting mad at the wrong people. You go home, you're frustrated at the children, at your spouse, and they're like, what? And oh, they had a bad day today. Stop taking it out on people at home. They didn't do anything to you. Stop it. Stop telling your family members that you can't go to the family reunion because you have all of this work to do. No, you just didn't set boundaries. You didn't set boundaries. Can we just be honest here? It's just you and I. You didn't set boundaries, right? You're not clear about what you want. You're not clear. So I really encourage you to get clear. If you can't get clear by yourself, you definitely want to make sure that you hire a career coach, work with somebody who is in that lane. Second thing is, write it down. If you watched any of the videos that I've done before, I believe in the power of writing things down. The Bible says to write the vision and make it plain. And there's so much meat even in that scripture alone. But the reality is, even scientists have done some research about it, how people that tend to write things down, they have increased chances of actually accomplishing those things. But I'm telling you, write things down, get it out of your head, especially if they're feelings. It is a wonderful thing that begins to happen. But remember, I talked about being clear. Writing things down help you get clear. It helps you see if what you are actually thinking and feeling actually makes sense. Going, you write it on paper and you say, well, what are the 3 things that I'm frustrated about? Oh, they don't talk to me in the morning. When you see it and you read it out loud, you're like, am I being petty or what? But writing it down is extremely helpful. And writing it down is extremely helpful for the next point that I'm going to share with you, which is speak up. I get that there are power dynamics that exist, and it's easier said than done, right? I just have an advisory board to report to. I totally get it. I've also worked, I had a supervisor for plenty of years, right? So I get it. The power dynamics can be very intimidating to go and to speak up, to go to your supervisor to say, hey, I am unhappy and here are the reasons why, especially if you believe that supervisor might be as one of those reasons on your list. I don't enjoy the way you speak to me. That's a very uncomfortable conversation. The reality is that you must speak up. Hopefully you're working in an environment that is not prone to retaliation. If you are, you may have to go through things in a different method, in a different route. Maybe you can get an ally or get some mentorship or something like that for your specific organizational culture. Hopefully you're not in that type of environment. If you are not in that type of toxic environment and you're just afraid because you're non-confrontational or you don't necessarily address things head on, I want to recommend that you take the time after you have become clear and you've written it down. I want to encourage you to still speak up. So again, the timing is very crucial, right? The place is very crucial, right? Who's around is very crucial. You want to take all of those things into consideration. But the reality is that it's hard to follow through in expectations if nobody knows what they are. So if you just continue showing up to work, you're doing your job, but you're frustrated, but you didn't tell anybody, how is that giving someone the opportunity to fix it, right? And I know there's some people that have a mentality, well, they should know. And if they do me wrong, I'm just going to cut them off. And again, I'm not here to tell you how to live. However, if that has not been working for you, I'm encouraging you to do something different, to take a new approach, which is speaking up, especially when you're frustrated, but only after you become clear. One of the things you don't want to do is to become emotionally unintelligent by having a conversation when your feelings are raw, when they are fresh. You want to be clear about what you feel, but also why you feel that way, right? So when you're speaking up, you want to talk to whoever is responsible for the culture, whoever is responsible for that workplace frustration, right? Whoever has the power to change, the thing or has the influence to change the thing. When you talk to them, you want to talk to them about feelings. Your feelings are valid. However, feelings are not solutions. So hopefully in you writing things down, it leads to you having a solution for that problem. Remember, I said that the power truly is in your hands. Manage your own career. If you need something, say that you need it. If you need a larger screen, say you need a larger screen. You need a dual monitor, say you need a dual monitor. You need to change your work schedule. So ask for them to change your work schedule. Be clear about what it is that you need and speak up. People, I can't tell you how many times I've had to mediate between supervisor and supervisee merely because one person was expecting something and never said it. They just were like, they would just like try to, be mind readers or trying to teleport messages from their brain. It's like, how are they supposed to know that you expected that of them? How are they supposed to know that you needed that? And again, it's such a simple concept, but something that's very easily missed, especially if that isn't your normal personality. So I hope that these tips were helpful. So again, you want to be clear, you want to put it in writing, you want to speak up. And then your last thing is think about your exit strategy, okay? Because the reality is that you either might stay with the company, but maybe the solution is for you to go do something else at the same company. Maybe the solution is, hey, I've spoken up, Hennifer, then nothing's changed. Might be time for you to put together your exit strategy so that way you can leave on a great accord, but also with a plan of action. One of the best speakers, I believe, on the planet, rest in peace, Miles Monroe, says it's more important how you leave a thing than how you start it, right? So especially with positions, you want to make sure that if you are leaving, you leave well, okay? You don't have to be bitter when you leave. You want to leave the place better, right? Not with your bitterness. So with that being said, I hope that this was helpful. If it has been, please go ahead and comment below. Let me know if these tips are going to be something that you implement or if they've been something that you've already implemented before. I'm looking forward to seeing the results. So if you are interested in taking your career to the next level, you want to make sure that you check out our career solutions services at career-image.com. We look forward to serving you. Until next time, don't forget to command your day.